Hello there, welcome to Bistrot Zinc. I'm Chef Tim Kirker. We are preparing for Valentine's Day a sensual chocolate mousse, perfect for two for sharing. I'm going to show you how to do it, very simple to prepare. Let's head on back to the kitchen, we'll take a look. We're going to make some chocolate mousse today. This is a real simple recipe. It's all about the chocolate. We're actually going to use a 66% Valrhona product. It has a little bit of fruit to it, a lot of dimension, and we're not going to hide it at all with cream. You'll find there's as many recipes for chocolate mousse as there are for chili. So we're going to keep it pretty simple. We're whipping up some egg yolks, a little bit of Grand Marnier, a little bit of sugar, and a touch of water so we don't curdle our eggs, okay? Now you can see that they have a nice froth to them. They're kind of coming away from the bottom of the bowl. We're actually cooking the yolks a little bit to lend some stability, okay? Now at the same time, we have some egg whites started here. We're gonna make a simple meringue. They're about soft peak right now. We're gonna put in a little bit of sugar. That'll get nice and glossy, get to a stiff peak, and that's what we're gonna use to fold in to give us the nice soft texture of our chocolate mousse. While our yolks are still hot, we're going to add our chocolate. You can see it's diced pretty fine. We want it to melt. We want this part to be easy. So we have some soft cubed butter. We have our chocolate. Now you may have to go back over the heat on this a little bit to get this fully melted, but this is kind of a tricky part. When you do that, you want to make sure you don't scramble your eggs. One of the reasons we cook the yolks to start with on this recipe is so we don't scramble the eggs right away and waste our good chocolate in an omelet form. Not fun. Okay? Now, one tip that I'd like to share generally with your egg whites, which is a very important step of the mousse. We have down here, this is egg whites with something we like to call a goldfish. That's an egg yolk that shouldn't be in there. That's going to kill your meringue. It's going to make your mousse flat, and it's not going to give it any staying power. Okay? You'll see as it gets nice and glossy as the egg yolks and the chocolate work themselves in. Okay? Pretty smooth texture right there. Now, if you go this too far, you can see how it's starting to get really glossy. If you cook them too hard, the eggs are going to seize on you, and you're not going to be able to get a nice fluffy mousse. Okay? Turn that off. Now we're going to take a little bit of the egg white. We're going to fold it into the chocolate. And we're just trying to get the mousse started. We don't want to put it all in all together. We're kind of tempering the whites in the chocolate. If the chocolate's a little too hot, this will help kind of get it into a nice medium temperature so it's more easy to work with. Okay. And you can see the general folding method, pretty easy money. You have this nice air whipped into these egg whites. What you don't want to do is whip it, so you beat all the air out of that mass, because that's not going to be mousse, it's going to be sauce. Now some recipes will use whipped cream, and at this point you would kind of alternate between whipped cream and egg whites. It's a fine way to go. It gives you a nice creamier product in some ways, but it dilutes the flavor of your nice chocolate, and I think it kind of takes some of the sensuality out of the chocolate. So now you can see, I'm not sure if we can get close enough to see, it's got a little grainy texture to it. It would look a little different if we had all cream, but once we chill it, that's the important key part. You have to give this at least, some recipes say 2 hours. I like at least going 4 hours to make sure that it's definitely chilled and set, and you'll see that helps, and it'll bring this texture right together. Chilling is an important part of any mousse recipe. We definitely want to make sure that, I like at least 4 hours. Overnight's okay. Overnight's great. Some recipes will say 2 hours. Maybe if they have some whipped cream in it, you can get away with that. But I'd say for this recipe and others that use only egg whites and egg yolks, you want at least a couple hours, or at least 4 hours, if not overnight. Okay, good afternoon. Here we are. We have some chocolate mousse for Valentine's Day. And then we're going to finish it off with a little creme anglaise for you. It's a little cream and vanilla, thickened with a touch of egg yolk. There you are. Bon appetit. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. Well, thank you for coming by Bistrot Zinc here on State Street in Chicago. If you're in town, please stop by for some chocolate mousse here at the restaurant, or make it at home with the simple steps you saw today.